I gotta admit that my heart was a little bit broken, and I definitely rolled my eyes when this Golf R came out, because this is the first year it's available with an automatic transmission. I kind of like the fact that the old Golf R was only available with a manual, because it weeded out the posers who didn't know how to drive stick. But how does this R do with the new DSG transmission? I'll tell you how in this quick take. The quick answer to that question is that this 6-speed DSG is probably one of the best dual clutch automatics on the market right now. So my fears of an automatic really neutering the R and making it boring were completely unfounded. The shifts are like rapid fire, and the DSG never really gets confused, and it always seems to know what gear to be in. There's no shuddering at low speeds, and it's not shy about dropping down a gear to keep the engine in its sweet spot when you need more power. The manual is always going to be more engaging, but the automatic is just so good, and it doesn't really take away from how fun the R feels. And it'll even get you to 60 miles an hour, 0.7 seconds faster than the manual, even though the manual is 80 pounds lighter. Helping it hit those speeds is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with 292 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, which comes online at a low 1800 RPM. Those numbers may not seem like much in a world of 700 horsepower Hellcats, but in practice you'll never find yourself wanting more power. The R just feels so much faster than its numbers suggest. So when I first got into the R, I thought, okay, it feels a lot like a GTI, maybe a little bit quicker and a bit more responsive. But then I switched it into race mode and went bonkers. One of my complaints about the GTI and the R is that in its regular driving mode, it's just a little bit too quiet, while race mode has your back. All of a sudden, the R puts its mean face on, and it's faster, it's more responsive, and it has a growly sound to match. It's the sound that kind of encourages you to get up to hijinks and really explore the car's limits. It's loud enough to make you smile, but it isn't so loud that it's obnoxious and makes you feel like an idiot. The R starts at just over 36 grand, which is a bargain for a car with this type of poise and performance. Loaded up, it can hit the 40 grand mark, but luckily there aren't too many options to drive up the price. 40 grand is a lot to pay for a Volkswagen, especially when you can get a Subaru WRX STI for less money. But my advice is just get the manual because it costs $1,000 less. One thing the Golf R does better than the Subaru is that it feels more buttons down and a hell of a lot more refined. It also has a way nicer interior, it's more comfortable, and the suspension is a lot more forgiving. And honestly, the R's biggest competition is the GTI. The R has the added benefit of being all-wheel drive, but the GTI is so good that it really makes the more expensive R a little bit harder to justify. The GTI has always been one of my favorite cars, but the R makes it even better. It's fun, it's practical, it's refined, and it feels just as comfortable ripping around twisty roads as it does getting groceries. And all of that is still true, even with that automatic transmission.